Day, the 7th of October, 2025, and it's raining out quite a lot. And so I'm hoping my internet holds up. I'm going to be covering the Tamara Lich Chris Barber sentencing hearing that is ongoing. And Pat King was kind enough. He's probably getting a million messages right now, but he's in the courtroom right now. It started at 10 a.m. And I've been following live feeds on certain channels as well, but trying to get updates. And I really hope this is an absolute discharge. Like I prayed this morning. There were like prayer groups on YouTube. Anyways, it is what it is. But some people are saying there was a rumbling of 3 years. I don't know what that's about yet. So anyway, so don't quote me on that. I'm praying for an absolute discharge. The longest mischief trial in history, and this has been a very long time, right? So this is ongoing since March of 2022. So over 3 years now at this point, 3.5 years, and so I do think that if it doesn't land in their favor, then there's a possibility of an appeal. But they've been out on bail conditions for over 3 years now, and they've been compliant, and I'm hoping that does factor in on the sentencing, and if I get anything from Pat King again, likely not. It was kind of him to respond to me, but again, he's in the courtroom, so now I'm sure his phone needs to be turned off. And so here's the live feed. I'm being told that they want this to be wrapped up by 1 p.m. So I think they're doing a quick lunch break, from the last I gathered, and then on to the decision. And so I've been looking at people within the chats. It's largely supportive of Tamara and Chris. There's a few trolls that are just, it's just rage bait that people do, just ridiculous. It's live, but it doesn't sound like it. So this is on Elgin Street. That's where the courthouse is, once it's on Elgin Street.
No word yet.
If you're going to go there, please be peaceful. Don't block traffic. Don't be annoying. Don't scream and yell at people. None of that stuff. Even if the sentencing doesn't land in their favor, this is not a time to react to that in any kind of an aggressive way. I know people are going to tell me that they don't agree with that. That's fine, but it's not the answer. They can fight this again with an appeal, and go from there.
They're having a 15-minute break, and then the judge says she wants a verdict by 1 o'clock.
Okay, 15-minute break.
We're probably going to go back.
15-minute break, and then verdict by 1 o'clock. Oh my God.
And about 5 after 12, 10 after 12, then a verdict at 1.
And then you have the peaceful, the Free Palestine protesters with all the noise complaints and charges that were laid. They've all been dropped. Oh my God.
It is 11:56 a.m. So almost noon.
Thank you. Trying to see if I can recognize anyone in there. Could that be this guy right here? What's his name? Is that Right Blend? Does anyone know that's watching? Is that Right Blend? He's good. I've subscribed to him for a while.
Head back into the court. So
I don't know if he's there.
Got an hour to go, and then a verdict for 1 o'clock. The judge said.
COVID vaccines, injuries, deaths, tyranny are far from over. Okay, well, interesting sign. So just for anyone that's just following the stream, the verdict is supposed to be out by 1 o'clock. And so we still got another hour and 1 minute. Oh my God, I'm hoping for an absolute discharge, but I don't know. The judge doesn't seem like, I don't know. Doug Ford needs to step up. So yeah, if I get anything from Pat King, who's in the
Yeah.
courthouse, I will let
Took
people
a
know.
15-minute break, and they're coming. Should have something by 1:01.
Yeah. So this is it. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I know Rebel News was there as well earlier. And they're nice people I like out of that group. I feel bad for people coming in and out for their own court hearings, and it's all like televised. So maybe they wanted to keep it a secret, and it's like, oh, guess what? I saw you on live TV. What did you do? I shouldn't joke with it.
I think all they're saying, like that's what she's been saying. I gotta get back in. Thank you.
There is a break, so I'm just seeing again if Pat King at all. Again, he doesn't need to. He's probably getting a million messages.
60 minutes on the clock, starting now until we get the verdict. You guys watching, you'll know before I know, because I can't see any of the tweets or anything. Anybody in the chat on TikTok want to put in the tweets from Right Blend or Ezra Levant?
Okay, so this might. I was looking at this for a couple of hours before deciding to go live, and so again, we're not going to get anything in the next 5 minutes. So I did want to take this time because I was talking about protesters, and I've shared this on my Instagram. I'm shadow banned, and you actually get warnings if you want to follow my account. And so you have to type out my name in full just to even get access to my account. But I've talked about paid protesters. This has happened for literally decades, even 9/11, and so follow the money. And actually, I think it was oh my goodness, what's her name? Carolyn, is it Levitt, who's the Speaker of the House? I'm probably wrong with that. But anyways, she was saying that they're going to be looking at investigating the funding that goes towards Antifa. And I could give names like with the Soros and USAID and people funding these protest groups that are actually working with government, within government, radical leftists largely as well. And you'll see again like mayors like Karen Bass and others, Gavin Newsom indirectly, and the Clinton Foundation, philanthropists, etc. It's anyway. And so here's just a few examples of this that are
a protester meeting, and this is part one.
Oh, we're having our little meeting. All right, guys, we're going to the paid protester meeting right now. All the signs are there, and they're discussing what's going to be happening at this protest. Okay. How's it going? Is this where the protest is starting?
Yeah.
What's the plan for today?
Sorry, we can't really talk right now. We're setting up.
How come? How come you can't talk? How come you can't talk?
Setting up the protesters.
You're setting up?
Back later.
Oh, so what are we discussing?
We talked to a press person.
Who's the press person?
I don't know right now, but I can find out for you.
Okay, I'll be here. So none of you guys want to say what you're protesting for?
You just got to talk to a press liaison. Sorry.
Why do I have to talk to a press person? I feel you would know because you're protesting. Just tell me. We're man to man. Tell me why you can't talk. And did they tell you can't talk? That's the strategy.
It's all good.
Do you guys work with the People's Forum?
Yeah.
Who do you work with?
Talk to the press liaison.
Who do you guys work with?
He's shaking his head that he can't say who he works with without a press liaison. It's okay, Victor. You work for the Party of Socialism and Liberation, and you want to be a professor. And seeing as you refer to yourself as an undocumented immigrant from Mexico, I imagine that ICE might have some time for you, seeing as how you also protest for a living. You're an actual communist, and when your comrades started chanting a genocidal threat, I found you again.
Oh, Israel will fall. Now we're just saying that. That's a new one. What does Israel will fall mean? What does Israel will fall mean? Is that a call for violence? Is Israel will fall a call for violence?
I'm still looking at the live feed too.
Is Israel will fall a call for violence? It is, isn't it? Say nothing if it is a call for violence. So it is. Best of luck to you.
The PSL's fiscal sponsor is the Progress Unity Fund, and we know from last episode that the sponsor of the Progress Unity Fund is the Tides Foundation. George Soros gave the Tides Foundation $40 million, so this is yet again another Soros soldier. There's also something very dark about PSL's past. The shooter responsible for killing the beautiful couple last month outside the Jewish Museum in DC had been affiliated with PSL's branch in Chicago back in 2017. Now, they lost contact with Elias for the years after, but it's important to note that after October 7th, PSL put out a statement that said resistance is justified when people are occupied, free Palestine. That's also what he chanted when he shot the beautiful couple, and that's clearly calling what Hamas did as justified. Now, they don't hide their love of terror either by just putting Hezbollah flags on their flyers. I'm Nate Friedman, and I expose paid protesters. I crashed a...
Yeah, he's done it a lot. So his name is Nate Friedman, and he does, again, just while we're waiting for the verdict here, he calls out a lot of paid protesters and organizers, people at senior positions, even within government or funded by government organizations. And that happened again. I always do that. Wrong button. So I'm going to go back to the live, but still I'm not hearing any updates yet. But it's just, I'm showing the two-tiered justice system as well, right? So like, there's people that are part of like what we're calling the Free Palestine movement, where again, these people are going to multiple different protests regarding multiple different platforms, and it's more acting as like agitators and instigators and things like that. And it's just important that we recognize that like they have become a lot more organized as well. And so you've got people within Antifa and other groups or these subgroups that where it's much more coordinated. I can get into that more into another video, but where there's international influence, right? So even in Canada, especially in Montreal, we saw it with Alexa Lavoie when she was trying to do a report on the DND member that is the one that threw the smoke bomb at the church in Montreal. And as she was trying to approach him, she was targeted by men on bikes, as I've shared in previous videos. And this was an almost immediate response. So he was clearly in contact with people on his phone. And so, and then even people within these groups, like over 70% are represented by people within the LGBTQ plus IA XYZ community. And so also something just very interesting.
Shorty.
What's your opinion of today, sir? I'll interview you.
Well, I'm praying for victory.
Right?
Praying for victory.
There's a couple of people that have come out in the last little break thing that have very optimistic opinions.
Yeah.
From my gathering of what Pat was kind of saying, it sounds like the ringers. You know, so it may not be
You gotta know what the audience wants.
what we think, which makes me nervous.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I come from, we really left Salmon Arm, BC, was packed with support of departure. The ones that
Yeah, it's
came from
Ottawa
the
that
west
seems to
met up with the
wake
ones
up.
from the south.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so much money and ego in this
Stop of like
two-tiered justice system.
It was energy. It was amazing. It was organic. The only person anybody listened to was Pat, though.
Right.
When it was a pit stop Alberta, pit stop each province, it was him you waited for that live to come on to say let's roll.
Okay.
Nobody waited for anybody else. And it wasn't until the third, fourth day that he started getting thousands and thousands rather than a couple hundreds, that the momentum became astronomical. Instead
I
of
was
three
sharing
times the size,
posts.
it
I
went
was
to
tagging
10.
the Freedom Convoy. All of that.
I circled around the convoy twice. Like I would go way ahead, go get my tea, go pee, get gas, and then I'd wait on the side and watch it all go by, like like a carnival, or like a parade. And then okay, that looks like the end, and I get in, and then I pass them all and say hi to everybody, and then I go well ahead, pull it aside, get my stuff, wait for it all go by again, until the third time there was no fucking way. The head of the snake was in one city, the ass end was in a whole other city. You couldn't do that. So then all of a sudden it was like, no, that was a gong show in that town. I stayed 2-3 hours ahead. All of a sudden I was seeing blockades happening. Like, they closed down 2 cities, Arm Prior and the one before it.
Yeah.
Now it's before the convoy split when the highway. Anything over 4 wheels took the upper highway.
ready to give a speech.
Everything 4 wheels
I'm gonna give a speech
went the
here.
lower highway, which came to Arm Prior, right? And I was in my car. And the first blockade, these 3 cop cars, couple cops said, "We're not blocking anything."
Yeah.
Like, it was so, the ignorance was bliss. Why is it blocked? Oh, there's a storm. And like, I would show, like, it's a beautiful day, and I'm like, these truckers know how to go through
He looks
the
familiar.
worst storms of Canada history. Why would you be blocking it on a blue, sunny day with sun?
Cover myself now so I can see the sign.
And
Angry, frustrated.
And I recorded a clip of that, not like it would go anywhere. A bunch of people, locals, went around like, oh yeah, go to this gas station, take off from there. So you all seen like 20, 30 cars. Okay, we're rolling, everybody's rolling. So we got to Arm Prior. All of a sudden, one cop led you to another cop, led you to another cop, and tells you, yeah, go that way. Yeah, go that way. Yeah, and it was a circus ring around Arm Prior. Everybody thought we were moving. Yeah, we're moving, but we were going in circles.
Wow.
And then I looked at the map, and one of the detour signs that says go that way, if you actually went forward, go to the city. And so, like, I drew out a map. I was like, I got it. I don't even know where I am.
Used to go around
Turned out
turning
to
the arrows
be
the other way.
in front of the war
Trying to go to
monument.
Bastogne, but you end
And I
up
was there
in
for
fucking,
days because you couldn't go
some
get gas.
German town,
Everything
that.
became,
Trying to get away from the beach.
if you go farther out, you ain't coming closer. So finally, 3
I want to
days,
tell a story.
4th day, I went and got gas down Rito, and the only way I could do it was like going all the way like this, and I found myself Queen Bay, and that's where I got sugar and diesel put in, and then my car was a sitting duck. Yeah.
So I was also part of the convoy, like just before they hit Ottawa. I actually talked about this with Pat King last week. It was incredible because we had not talked before, but I had been following his social media for years, like obviously even before the Freedom Convoy, because of taking the government to court even in 2021. And I had been very vocal at that time as well. And so anyways, there's going to be a lot of discussion regarding COVID, regarding the Freedom Convoy era, so many things that happen, including barnyard meetings, all these things that he discusses. And again, he was one of the key organizers of the Freedom Convoy, including the one that that brought in Tamara Lich, and Chris Barber. And again, has a lot of knowledge of what was happening there. And so there were so many different parts. Again, I don't want to give too much of it away. I've talked about this in previous videos, but I highly recommend people look at that Spotify podcast that's coming out probably in another week and a half on his show, because we get into a lot of stuff.
What a interesting beginning. But it just goes to show what was in the city was not even the West Convoy.
Right.
The West Convoy didn't even get
It was
in the city.
downtown as well.
They were in little bunkers all around the city. They weren't that. This wasn't them. Us. It wasn't us. You know what I mean? They had days to prepare, just the same as they had days to prepare blockades, and they would take the lights out. If you GPS or Google Maps, they took the lights out of Google Maps. You couldn't tell
They closed down like the highway cams, which just completely shut them down.
that was an intersection. They put
I don't know if people remember any of that.
It's
They fucked with comms. They fucked with resources.
it's never.
Anybody learn how to board? Good book.
What's your take on the day, Johnny?
My take on the day is yes. Thank you very much. That was
Get all of us on
lovely.
you.
Thank you.
You should
And we
start
all
with
have-
your intro.
Welcome. I remember a quote from Tamara where she was talking about where someone asked her where does she get the strength and the resolve to continue under such terrible circumstances. And I remember her describing it, and she said that she had the tears of 1,000 Canadians on her shoulder. And I know that that is not hyperbole, that's literally true. And I know this because I'm the same. I have heard the terrible tales of what has happened to people, the victimization, the suffering and the pain and the despair and the terrible infliction of trauma on people and what they went through at the hands of the government. And some people got this boot mark in the hospital, some people at the courthouse, some people in the schoolhouse, some people at the jailhouse or maybe the military base or any slice of our society. Everywhere you look, there are people who will tell you their own personal story of how the government stepped on them and lied to them and hurt them. And they have personal stories of devastation and pain and loss. And this is so devastating to our country that we have not even been able to begin the process of accepting what's happened, much less being able to do anything about it. And I'm hoping that today is a milestone in that process, so that we can let go of
Less than 45 minutes.
Obsession with punishing the messengers for complaining about what was happening and get back to the real issue, which is what was happening. And the entire Canadian population was traumatized by lies, people who lied, and people who were incompetent enough to not see through the lies. And this is left us with a generational problem, psychological problem, social problem, economic problem, etc. And if we do not put all of our efforts towards healing these problems, it will be a multi-generational problem. And I'm hoping that today that we can finally forget, the convoy was never the issue. The issue was what they did to people during the COVID. And that has not been addressed. And so it's my hope that when all of this is done, the persecution of the people who complained about it, when that's done, maybe we can start to listen to their complaints. And I'm telling you that when you are finally able, the reason this hasn't happened is because the terrible guilt and shame through our society, because everyone knows that they participated in this. And the guilt and shame of what that means if you accept that you were fed lies and that you spread lies and that it led to a world of devastation for your neighbor. Your neighbor is suffering because you bought into the lies. And this is a major problem in our society, and we're hoping to get through this so that we can make sure that we have a functioning society. And a part of a functioning society is that we cannot have a society based on lies. And we have got to have a mechanism to where the authority structure can respond and correct itself when it becomes destructive. And we have hopes for the future, is what I'm saying. We believe that it can be done. Our system is very weak in this department, and but nonetheless, it still will function. And we believe that we can address the corruption and the terrible state that our country is in. And it is going to be a new phase of the struggle to overcome and to heal. The struggle is to heal. Part of healing is justice. And this is part of a functioning society. We must have proper, fair justice. And justice is not a mysterious, ephemeral, unknown quantity that no one understands and no one can define. We know very well exactly what justice is. All right? There are 3 parts to justice. And that is to protect the public from the crime, to punish and rehabilitate the offenders, and then also to protect the future by having a deterrent effect.
So even in Cape Breton, there are people within the police association that are condemning their chief of police in Cape Breton because he was supporting the gun buyback. What the hell does that even mean? Gun buyback programs without any consultation. And so this is an example of people within government that are stepping up and doing the right thing by holding people accountable for poor decisions. And so I'm going to allow this guy to talk, but again, we still have until probably earliest 1 p.m. before this verdict comes out. But how Canada, how our system of government is, I'm not saying it's bad, but it could be the best in the world. And we could be the best in the world, even economically speaking. But we have people within cabinet and the House of Commons that are pushing and implementing bills and policies and measures and shutting down ones that would actually help Canadians. But they have been hollowing out the middle class now for many years. They have been weakening our government institutions. And they've been doing this because they have shares and stocks in the military, pharmaceutical, industrial tech complexes. And so it's for themselves and for their friends and family. They are profiting off of all of these measures and these budgetary, I don't know what you would call it, budgetary allotments for internationally that again, it's causing more harm to Canadians than good. And we are falling. And so despite the fact that the leftist mainstream media, which is state funded, which it shouldn't be, they've been lying to us and we're being misled. But people within Ottawa, the majority of people still think that this was some kind of a right-wing, white supremacist, fringe minority that came into Ottawa, just causing running amok, and that was not the case. But anyway, so people within cabinet, there are still people in cabinet that are residing and working there when they should have been fired or even jailed, right? For racketeering or insider trading. I don't even know what you want to call it, but for again, failed policies and measures and voting hearings and committees and stuff like that. And so in the US, long story longer, they have the House of Representatives, they have the Senate, and they have the Cabinet. In Canada, we have the House of Commons, we have the Cabinet, which is amalgamated into the House of Commons, and then we have Senate. In the US, the president can nominate people within Cabinet, but he can't elect them. It's not official. He can nominate them, but he can't appoint them. So this is when people within Senate, as we saw last year, with all the intense interviewing and questions that were being asked to people like Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard and Pete Hegseth and countless others, they were getting grilled by people in the Senate who, by the way, are also profiting off of the military, pharmaceutical, industrial tech complex, millions of dollars. So the hypocrisy in that. But anyways, and then it's voted on. And then they are appointed based on the votes, right? So left and right. And so we don't have that in Canada. So so we have the prime minister that essentially is the one that he nominates or selects cabinet ministers, and then he basically gives it to the governor general, who then rubber stamps it. And there's no scrutiny. There's no people within the House of Commons that can ask questions. None of that stuff happens. And so we allow people that have failed us so horribly in the past, like Justin Trudeau and Marco Mendicino, who was calling for tanks on the Freedom Convoy members, including his own, because they also had their own government people within doing patrols and covert operations and plain clothes and snipers, et cetera. Anyways, and so with David Lametti. And so people that failed us, even getting an Order of Canada awards, it's just absolutely horrendous. And because these same people are in charge in all these different heads of institutions, it's not changing. So they need to be jailed. They need to be forced to resign peacefully, and stop funding them. But Bill Blair is an absolute traitor to Canada, and I've shared countless videos on that. I don't like saying it out loud because that puts a target on my back, but it's true, and people need to step up and say that. And not even just during the Freedom Convoy time, but even when he was the chief of police in Toronto during the G7 summit in 2010 or 2014. When again there were crisis actors and agitators and canalizing people into areas just to arrest them unlawfully, and they had snatch and grabs. There was just so much going on with that. And this guy was the chief of police, and then he was the Minister of National Defense. Are you kidding me? Getting paid over $400,000 for part-time work, and he's terrible at it. And then Chrystia Freeland, who completely destroyed our economy, the worst finance minister in the history of Canada. And then she gets promoted into some kind of a position within Ukraine.
And unless you have all three of those elements in a fair process, then we are no better than North Korea or the medieval times, where the Duke could, or the Count, or the royal elite could ride through the village and do as he pleased. And there is no difference. And so if we want to live differently than that, then we're going to have to correct these problems, because it's not as if they're creeping up on us. It's not as if they're looming. It's not as if there's a threat or a danger that it could happen. It has happened. It has already happened. And so it's not a question of preventing it. It's a question of accepting what has happened so that we can get to the work of fixing it. Yes? And so I have hopes. That's why we're here today.
Final word of encouragement for people that feel hopeless.
If there wasn't hope, I wouldn't be here. None of these people would be here, and you wouldn't be watching. And you have to understand that even if you feel hopeless, that's just a feeling. There is hope. There is reason to hope. The reason is that people, people with way less have faced a lot worse and come through and prevailed. And we are fully capable. We have everything we need. The problem, of course, is that people are frustrated with how long it takes. Everyone wants it to go faster, but everyone also understands deeply that we have to do it slow. That's the right way. Yes? To do things the right way, it means that's the hard way. And the hard way is the slow way. And the truth is that, yes, if we wanted to become our enemies and become the monster we're trying to fight, well, then we could change the whole situation overnight. But that's not how it works. And we know we have a very deep commitment to the idea that it's got to be done the right way. And to change our society, we have got to do it the right way. And if that means that it takes longer, if that means that it's harder, if that means that it means you're going to have to do things and endure things that you didn't think that you could endure, well, that's just the way it is. And that's what will mean. We've always said that anything that you can take by force is going to be taken from you by force. We have got to heal our society so none of that is necessary. And this is a long, hard road that every Canadian is deeply committed to. And I've seen this with my own eyes, and I know for a fact. And that's why we're still here after 3.5 years. That's why we'll be here until we get to the place where we want to be. Look around you and you see the suffering all around you. When that's all gone, then we'll be done. And so what are you hoping for except for the opportunity to change the world and make it better? Well, let me tell you, this is a world of opportunity. If you're interested in making the world better and you want it to change, well, then don't be hopeless. You can say, now's your chance. Now is your chance. It's a world of opportunity. Get to work. What should you do? Something right in front of you, right there in front of you. Something right in front of you. Get to work, and you will never be out of work. You will never be in a place where there's nothing to do. Well, maybe not never. We're going to work hard until we make it better. And so, if you're hopeless, don't feel hopeless. You want to feel useful, because it's a world of opportunity and for resistance and for organization and for action and for all of us making the changes in our personal lives so that we can individually.
I'm going to carry on with what he's saying, but I just got another message from Pat King, who's in the courthouse, and I really appreciate the fact that he is actually taking the time to respond to me. Because he's probably getting a million messages, but he is saying that I was talking to him, and I asked what he thought about the possibility of an absolute discharge, especially considering time served, because of bail conditions being set and them complying by them, etc. Not happening is what his assessment, unfortunately. So even though that's something I was praying for, highly unlikely, and that's even confirmed by Pat, which is unfortunate, but they deserve an absolute discharge. There's people that have been literally part of ISIS that had a day in jail, not even Canadian. And it's just horrific what we've done to these people and to others like Helen Bruce and Pat as well, going to jail. And this was necessary, and it was peaceful.
Heal. The way to heal the planet, the way to heal the country is to heal yourself, to heal the individual. It's the only thing that you really have control over. And if you do that, then you will see the results of that in your community and in society, in the country and in the world. It's really the only way, right? And so every one of us has got to do this. Now, if you don't think you have the strength to do this, right, to look inside and take responsibility and change yourself, right? If you don't think you can do this because the job is so terrible, then the first thing to do is to get down on your knees and ask for assistance from your Creator. And that assistance will come to you. And if you do that, you will be able to face what you see in the mirror, which is what needs to be done. And you need to look in the mirror, the same with all of us, myself and all of us around here. We've got to heal. The only way to do it is to look directly into the wound. And the wound may be so terrible that we can't bring ourselves to do it. But when that time comes, ask for help from your Creator. And that help will be there. And you can do it. You can look at it. You can heal it. And everything you need to heal these terrible wounds is already inside you. And it's just a question of putting your attention to it. And so we're about to break free from the bonds that have kept us distracted from the most sacred duty that we all have to improve the world, which is to improve ourselves. Yes. And so we're all hoping that we're going to get on that job. You know, when you're doing that, it feels really good. When you're doing this part of the work, it's terrible. It feels terrible. It feels hopeless. It's frustrating. It's full of conflict and despair and hostility and these kinds of things. The next phase of the actual where you are deliberately trying to heal, that is a phase filled with feeling good and feeling good. Yes. That's when the happiness comes. That's when the joy comes. That's when the feeling of connection comes. That's when the real appreciation of what our gifts, right? The real gratitude comes, which is the gratitude for even just being here. Yes. And yes. So don't you worry, my brothers and sisters. You don't need hope. There's plenty of hope. It's all around you. Just get to work. And we're hanging around momentarily, hoping to find out some details. But the details don't matter. What really matters is that you just have to understand that we're all together and we're all connected, and peace is coming and victory is coming. The day of victory is at hand. Yes.
Victory.
Awesome. Peace to you.
Big Red's still on the table.
It's Johnny Rowe.
Thank you.
Johnny Rowe.
My brother, look at you.
Johnny Rowe.
Great. I love your.
What was that somebody said in the comments? Who said something about no jail time served? Was that just a comment, or was that? Is that?
Nondescript is kind of nonchalant. It's kind of like in sushi. It's kind of stands there, and a lot of attention. That's part of this is right. How are you doing? I'm doing very well. Very well. Saw some of the internet stuff before you got here, but there was
a comment there on TikTok. Someone said something. No time served. Was that from the courtroom, or was that just a comment?
Right. Of course. No. Listen, in that context, where would you put time? Every single time. And then let Matt go too.
It was just a comment. Okay, thanks.
But I think Brian's going to be our speaker. That's the way the jungle works. Let's see, this is good. Basically, that other jungle becomes a student. This is how it works, exactly. Right. And that's if he chooses. That's right. The price of fucking the prize. No, this we don't want. The camera loves us. You want to be in the handsome shot? You want to be in the handsome shot? Why not? We're all friends here. If you want, I love taking selfies. My name's Rich. Very nice. This good-looking guy behind us is Marty. I'll take the second hand. You take the second hand this time. I'm going to watch you do it. If you do it as you want to. One way, like the other way. And then, Marty, let's get around Marty here. Let's get around Marty in the camera. I'm going to stand over here to the side. Come on in, please. Yeah. Want to get up on the please? That way, this is good, Marty. We're surrounded, buddy. If I stand on things, you're going to see the parts of me you don't want to see. Okay, I'm make sure I don't block anybody. Johnny, you're there? I'm here. I got you, buddy. There we are. It's okay. The internet knows I'm here. Johnny here. Yeah, it's okay. Take a look at this one. Oh, look at that. You are a photographer. So basically, I've got about here we go. Rain's a coming. Oh, here she comes. This is very, yes, it is a sign.
It's just starting to pour rain here right this very second. Pour rain. Wow. Right before the verdict, pouring rain.
took me a long time. It's Trump saying from the other way around. Oh, the traveling from our family farms to come to a place of sanctuary. We might have 3 one in this area, 2 in the Greenville and that area of Waterloo. So they have concerts, they have camping, they're not only weekend program with beer going winter tents and they have on private land for out where people can come there. And yes, we can hear not. It's only the beginning. That's how people in the church keep yard place.
Commit a crime by way of somehow acquiescence or something to that nature. You're doing something else. The crime is doing something else. You're really guilty. I think that we've established that to this point. Barb and judge dropping any big ball on the end of the thing and finding something else. I don't see anything.
Is that a fact? Is that a fact in the comments? Judge rejected discharges for both?
The judge rejected discharges for both. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I heard. So yeah. So like we said, absolute discharge not going to happen. So Tamara Lich, a Canadian activist from Medicine Hat, Alberta, was convicted of mischief on the 3rd of April 2025 for her leadership role in the 2022 Canada convoy protest. She and her co-accused Chris Barber were found guilty of encouraging protesters to remain in Ottawa despite causing significant gridlock, but were acquitted of charges related to intimidation and obstruction of police. Sentencing for both Lich and Barber was scheduled for April 16th, 2025, with Crown prosecutors requesting lengthy prison terms, 8 years for Barber, 7 years for Lich. Due to the perceived impact of their actions, absolutely ridiculous that people are even painting this into something bigger than what it was. And all the misinformation that was being spewed by people within government. Tamara Lich, not Tamara, my goodness, back that up. Christy Freeland, even in her notes in Parliament, calling us terrorists. Absolutely ridiculous. And there was so much overreach, and it was not going away. So Lich has been involved in various right-wing movements, including the Wexit, which means like the West exit. And they're calling that right-wing, but it's people within Western Canada that want to separate from Ottawa because of how badly they are destroying the economy and industry and more. But anyways, and so the Maverick Party. Oh, she received the George Jonas Freedom Award in 2022. Didn't know that. And by the way, the Freedom Convoy, the Declaration of the Emergency Act, even before the vote was enacted, and I do have access to information requests that were submitted, and I've shared that what came out as to who voted and why they voted on declaring the Emergency Act, including reports that we're getting from CSIS, which was absolute fabrication. And really weak evidence to say that this was some kind of a right-wing extremist group, including Diagolon, based off of an post and an article by Justin Ling from Vice News, who worked with CBC in the past. Again, a far left radical, respectfully speaking. Sometimes he has good work, but again, largely like a far left radical. And so what law enforcement were doing, because again, I was saying there were people within the government, people within even in law enforcement that were supporting people as in the Freedom Convoy and wanted to work with them. They wanted this to be peaceful. They knew there were agitators there and disruptors coming in from other places and from Ottawa itself, the locals, and causing damage. And then people were falsely claiming that people that were part of the Freedom Convoys were the ones that were creating a lot of the disturbances, when in fact there was a lot of people from the other side that were just there again to destabilize this and make this into some kind of a larger protest than what it was, and wanted it to be violent, just like they did with January 6th, like I said before. And we're hearing more and more that there were more feds and more plants, over 270 now at this point, and again, there was more. Look at my videos on that regarding January 6th and the crisis actors and the role players, and just how people within law enforcement were hung out to dry when like this got bigger. And again, by design, And so I could go on all these tangents. But so anyways, there was law enforcement that were getting really infuriated, that were not getting the real picture on the ground, largely because of people like Brenda Lucky and Marco Menincino, the public safety officer at the time, and Bill Blair, and these others that were saying that these were terrorists, etc. And then blaming them for a lot of stuff, even arson. Even Marco Menincino lied in Parliament, claiming that people within the Freedom Convoy were burning down buildings and homes and things like that, when that was not true at all. That was corrected even in Parliament. He tried to say that repeatedly. And again, people don't correct the record with CBC. They just run with these narratives, like small little scripts that they get, and which is so misleading. And so there were law enforcement types that were committing unlawful acts. Unfortunately, they were executing unlawful orders. And so the freezing of the bank accounts, the arrests, the escalation, the excess use of force in cases, like these were people that were, again, like I think that people that are being brainwashed by people from the top and think that they need to follow unlawful orders. And so I'm not just saying that the Emergency Act was deemed unconstitutional and unlawful. This was something that it would Judge Mosley, I believe, and this was in January of 2024. He overturned it saying it was unlawful. And I've talked about, again, people within the government, within cabinet, that knew people that were agitators and trying to elicit emotional responses in people in that first weekend. And because they wanted this to be large right at the beginning. And we were so close to having the involvement of military, which is ridiculous, and never seen before or after the Freedom Convoy. And there's people within government that tip people off in advance of protests, right? So even the March for Freedom in September of 2023 in Ottawa, these were parents, religious people all over Canada from different walks of life and religions and skin colors and languages that wanted to remove this woke critical race theory, DEI education out of the school systems, because again, it was being too much. They like parents largely disagreed with what was being pushed, and they didn't want it to be talked about, especially for younger age students, and they had concerns with books that were being allowed in libraries, etc. And so there was a huge counter-protest movement. And in fact, people within government in Ottawa, again, I'm not talking about like the hero types, the paramedics, the firefighters, the cops, the military, etc. These friggin' desk jockeys, loser types, radical leftists in downtown Ottawa working their little friggin' desk jobs. They don't need to, they just have to be DEI in order to get hired, respectfully speaking. And so they were allowed to go off of work on our dime, taxpayers' money, to counter protest. And there were so many law enforcement people present. And guess what? They were the ones that were protecting and walking ahead of the counter protesters on the streets, essentially moving anyone off that was part of the March for Freedom. And people in this movement were wearing disgusting clothing, respectfully speaking. And I even did Naked and Afraid, but this was like in a national park reserve area with like no other people around. But anyways, and censored. Not on the streets of Ottawa, and they were screaming at people that looked like nuns, people within the Amish community, and things like that, calling them disgusting and swearing and all of this stuff. And these women were friggin' traumatized, and it's and again, they were just reaffirming like what they don't want their children to be around, right? It was just reconfirmation, and anyway. And then over 88% of academia in the U.S. Post-secondary are left. So that's a huge representation, and I think it's very similar in Canada as well. And being that my sister is a teacher, and that I have multiple degrees, that from like the early 2000s to up until 2022, when I was in my fourth year for a cognitive science degree, and even with a psycholinguistic science teacher putting pronouns in her title, I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And I didn't say it like that, but again, I'm like, wow, if a science professor for psycholinguistics is adopting pronouns and teaching it in a psycholinguistics class, which could not be universally adopted, and it complicates the root language, I'm just like, we've lost the plot. And so I didn't know if she was some kind of a spy meant to like indoctrinate and misinform and not actually teach, or if she was actually just that friggin' ridiculous. But again, when people even within Carleton University, Ottawa University, Toronto University are implementing this and justifying this by science that's not peer reviewed or even fact based, then this is what we get.
A lot of money.
I'm going to go on 1.25 speed, so I did ramble again. Got 17 minutes left, minimum.
Bright Blend says it's looking good. Excellent. Excellent. So we're on the clock, 30 minutes. Should be hearing the verdict in 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes. Could be sooner than 30 minutes. Well, the verdict's coming soon. Everybody's gathering.
Try to get it. So I was wondering why the people actually was pretty hard, and I was sure the staff told me that. Yeah, I was sitting there all morning.
Yes, same thing.
I just made it.
Yes, I misspoke.
Okay, so there's much going on. Speed it up just to catch up.
So far, he's here. The lowest of anybody for these. They're the lowest. They start to see the lower end. So far, now she has she's going to come along. Right now, it's spinning a race. Unless they're found.
He's about to read the same thing? Okay, put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat as soon as it's known, please. As soon as it's heard, then source right blend of what it says. Use trusted source.
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so they're saying here, I don't know if this is true or not, because again, it's not 1 p.m. I'm just going off the live feeds. So from Silver Sadie, no jail time. I don't know where this person's getting that, but I'm just going over the chats here. Once a week for up to 5 hours to go shopping for necessities of life. I don't know where that's coming from. Could be a condition of bail or written permission by his supervisor. So this is for Chris. So for a remaining period of time, he has a curfew between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. Chris is going home today. It looks like no jail time, plus 100 hours of community service. Wow, I'm hoping this is true. Oh my goodness, wait here. I don't know. Again, I'm just 18 months conditional sentence. Okay, so conditional sentence, concurrent 3-month sentence for counseling disobedience of a court order, courtesy of JP Mulder in our chat. Catch and release. So thank God Chris can go home. I'm so embarrassed of Ottawa Parliament. So it wasn't an absolute discharge, but a conditional discharge. It looks like. I don't know yet, so don't quote me. I'm just reading the chats. Tamara was the, okay, so. Okay, is this confirmed that there's no jail time for Chris? People are still asking. So Steph Dicato says no jail. Oh my God. Ugh. Wow.
Pandemic Live from Canada's Broadcasting
So 12 months house
Corporation.
arrest, it looks like.
Comparing those who wouldn't take the injection to like carriers of syphilis, gonorrhea, having no respect for human life. That's what the CBC was putting out there. Wonder what they're going to print today, friends.
So guys,
Oh, if that's true, this is good news. Oh my goodness.
Chris Barber, 18 months, no sentencing, just probation.
Probation.
That's where we are now. Hey, come on, let's go. Tamara, I don't know at this given time if this came from a good source.
It should be an absolute. I'm not happy with that at all. It should be an absolute.
They can appeal. They can appeal if they don't like the conditional discharge, but it's not jail.
By the order
At
of
this point, I'm thinking.
Absolutely, but remember,
That's what they
it's a false
deserve.
corporation. It's a de facto government. It's
12
not a
months,
government
not
of the
8 years
people,
jail.
for the people. And this must change. Right from the 343 so-called elected members of parliament.
We came here because of COVID-19 and for no other reason. That's why we came here. COVID-19.
I don't know about Tamara yet. I don't know if he gets to keep his
They
truck.
don't open that up enough in there. They pass over it, they gloss over it, but they don't really crack into it. Do they? Nine Supreme Court justices.
Chris Barber, house arrest, no jail time.
Oh God, yeah.
9 Supreme Court justices. And there's no bias in our court? Really?
Amen to that. Fraser, powerful thing.
Comment saying defund CBC. I agree with that.
I don't think so.
So Big Red got 18 months probation, house arrest.
18 months probation, house arrest. No jail time. 18 months.
No word yet on Tamara.
3.5 year probation. Beyond that.
All this one while the skies open up here in Ottawa for rain.
Yeah, that's right.
It just opened up with this.
Just a few minutes before that's what I thought.
It's just become very dreary here in Canada with these charges.
Court's on a break? No.
So this is a perfect example where the punishment is the charge.
Absolutely.
And we're watching how long and the expense it is to the individual. Yeah. These are very strong individuals at this point.
Is that true? Tamara's lawyer asked for a short break to talk to her.
Oh wow, short break to talk to Tamara. Okay, so they might already have wind of what might happen.
On my side, on Howard.
You're live right now? Oh, guys, I cover politics, news, culture on YouTube. Glad look me up. I'm on X as well, and that's basically what I'm basically thanks for the plug.
Okay, so I'm still going to be monitoring this, but I'm just going to show you something else regarding people within government that are standing up to their own, because I do believe that that's what is needed for people to have trust in the government again. And so this is from the Toronto Police Association. I already said what was happening in Cape Breton. This is now also regarding new. Anyway, we are disappointed by the vote in the House of Commons regarding Bill C-242, jail not bail. But we are hopeful the federal Liberals under PM Carney will do the right thing and step up with their own legislation. It doesn't matter how this gets done. It just needs to be done now. We have made recommendations in person and in writing. We have presented at standing committees, and we have made public pleas for change that will keep our members and communities safe. This is not time for politics. It's time to get it done. Our members and the public deserve better. And so the title here is Toronto Police Association makes statement over Liberals voting against Bill C-242, jail, not bail. And so another example of the two-tier justice system at play. And people within Ottawa, unfortunately, we do have a lot more people that are working within government that are leftists, and people at the top that are promoting leftist agendas and ideologies. And we are funding it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And they want to keep their jobs, their positions, these useless jobs and just positions I'm talking about, because they know they'd be cut because they're wasteful under the Conservatives, and so they just keep on voting Liberal.
Trauma,
I couldn't handle
tears, loneliness.
These leaders, people, it's amazing how they've stood up to it, how they've been able to deal with the stress.
We got some trolls in the comments, but I mean, it always happens.
Probably what pushed them through. The love from the fans is probably what got them through this. Because the amount of hate and threats and all that shit that they've received in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's a bunch. That's right. That's a fact.
Death threats, doxing, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they come through very well.
I'm really disappointed in Doug Ford. I want to see if he said anything since about this.
Yeah, but to stand up to the government like they did, that's the next level of courage. I can crack jokes on social media.
But Doug Ford wants the liberal vote and the immigrant vote, so he just tailors towards them.
That's right. We'll be going to
C8's going to pass. They can throw us away in jail. Tweets. Yeah, they started doing that in the UK, knocking on people's doors.
They're going to do it the way they did in Yugoslavia during the big war in Yugoslavia. They did the same kind of thing with newspapers and radio stations and the petition side. We got a bunch of old Xerox.
So I'm looking at Doug Ford's X account, and I just did a search for Tamara, and the only thing I have is from the 27th of February 24. Since 2015, Tamara, Jeff, and Chase Sandy have raised more than $225,000 through Chase gift support. So absolutely nothing to do with Tamara Lich on his X account, and it's absolutely horrendous if that's the case. So I don't know if anyone else wants to double check that. One post from 2024. Not even her. Let me see here. Maybe it's not him.
Yeah, but there's going to be civil shit. There's going to be.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, never stop.
Never stop.
No, it's going to get a strong.
No much of a convoy.
You guys separate yourself.
How do you perform the only way to administer is walk in the body and say, don't do it this way, don't do it this way, that's why it's so important. We'll give them a chance soon.
Really? What year was that?
I don't see any posts on X from Pierre Poilievre either. Just a Tamara Jansen a lot of times. Again, it just could be my search is off.
40s?
Yes, he knows that it's building. The pressure for that is going to come very soon because of the failures that are building up. They're going to have the same thing collapse from within. You see a bunch of liberals jumping ship and turning on them and stuff like that. Because all they're doing is bankrupting everything. So we're going to see that same process. Last year,
All the businesses supporting them are actually affecting them.
imagine.
Especially resources and stuff. Every business is getting scrambled. Exactly. Now corporations are using fake labor, like scam labor now. Temporary
Quite about to start up again.
But they're selling these licenses for like 40 grand a pop, so that they can pay $4 an hour. They just pay the 40 grand front. Practically free. Our government are suckers. They're so easy to scam. They allow them to scam.
Yes, I knew I misquoted. So Doug Ford, I didn't see anything, but I did share this before in a previous video. So this was from Pierre. I don't know why it's not showing on his X anymore. Maybe he deleted it or maybe it's just not showing up. But his post was, let's get this straight. While rampant violent offenders are released hours after their most recent charges and anti-Semitic rioters vandalized businesses. And by the way, that was a lawyer from Ottawa, an Ottawa lawyer, and I talked about him as well. The guy that put out that I forget if it was a swastika or anyway something very anti-Semitic, and so someone else in government. He doesn't work with Ottawa anymore. Terrorized daycares and block traffic without consequences. The Crown wants 7 years prison time for the charge of mischief for Lich and Barber. How is this justice? And so that was from him. But that was not too long ago either. That was before their sentencing got delayed, because I believe it was in August or July. And then it got delayed to the 7th of October.
One scam after another, and everybody's getting paid.
He's waiting around getting. I get a sore back standing at concrete like this.
Oh, lock stand.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
$1 later.
Really worked for us.
Yeah, that's right.
Next phase of our government is locking people up for tweets. Like I'm telling you, because now people are going to start documenting the decline.
Chris Barber got 18 months house arrest. No jail time. No word yet on Tamara.
Bring up immigration, you're going to get thrown.
How you been?
Good. How you been, Billy?
Yikes, hello.
You guys there?
I'm still not seeing anything on Tamara.
I should have her on here today. I know.
Wondering if I was going to go to Parliament Hill today.
Well, you mean if they go to the deal, that's a good thing.
That was fucking epic on the first day back. Maybe. Those were, you guys were a huge group on the first day back.
12 months.
No jail.
12 months house arrest, 6 months curfew.
No jail.
No jail.
12 months house arrest, 6 months curfew, so 18 months total, but broken up to varying degrees of imprisonment. So I just wanted to give an example here as well, because I'm still trying to look at what's coming out for Tamara. But this is just posted from Pierre Poilievre, and again, I don't agree with everything he shares either. He needs a much better marketing team and analysts working with him. But anyways, this was from him 18 hours ago. While you can't afford food, Mark Carney spends $8.2 million tax dollars on gender-just, low-carbon rice in Vietnam. Can we really afford this, Prime Minister? No.
I mean, you shouldn't be getting that. But
Answer is no.
I'd rather not.
Well,
see
November.
jail.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, yeah.
Maybe politics.
They can't do anything worse than what they did with Pat. If they did that, they're setting a new precedent. And Pat's case already set a precedent.
What
So
was it say again? 18 months.
18 months in total, 12 months house arrest, 6 months curfew.
Was he allowed to work in that time?
Yeah, probably, I would assume.
Yeah, they can't do that. If he's under house
I would
arrest,
assume that. Yes, Vinny.
God, it's already been 3.5 years of this. I just can't even believe it. Oh, it's better than jail, though, honestly. Oh.
I believe that if we fix immigration, all of our other problems are going to get better. It's time to crime, housing, healthcare, all that is time to immigration. If we get immigration under control, we can start so we got that possession. If they want to change our name ID, they got to I think they brought, I think our team, our whole thing is
Back in session, waiting to my okay.
So, did you get any good conversations? This liaison officer's talkative. He actually talks. And he knows that I'm live, so it's interesting.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, he seemed very nice.
He's actually
Seemed like a nice.
I drive out there sometimes.
Hospitable.
Yeah, he seemed very chill. Yeah. He was chumming with Brian.
That guy makes some mean back. Have you been there before?
No, that's
I was conscientious.
No, that's all right. You're good.
I bring him to Everett. We can get it all the way around. Hey, look at that maniac.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Johnny. See that guy around?
Oh, that's the guy.
Oh, I mean, I think it's going to be on.
He'll be over pretty soon.
Yeah, I got about 3,000. Tamara got 15.5 months.
You hear that? Apparently, Tamara got 15.5 months. I don't know if that's conditional discharge or jail. I have no idea yet. Oh, it's raining so much here. God, it's sad. The signs out.
It's been a long time, man. How's your mom? Every time I think about Alfred,
she enables me to be here.
well, that's awesome. That's wow. That's beautiful.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to.
This is oh my gosh. So every time I want to go towards Alfred, I always think about you. So I gotta maybe get raced up and yeah, and also they have the dogs with the coleslaw, but you gotta be all beef or vegan.
Yeah. Did you say that there's going to take a break before we get to
Yeah. So when they have the lunch break,
I believe they still have the opportunity to appeal if they don't like their sentence.
right after the lunch?
But again, that's more time.
right after,
That's more money. I believe they have within 30 or 60 days or something like that they have to like officially make it officially declare that they are going to be doing an appeal and submit the appeal application and all that stuff. It's so much money. Helen Gruce alone, she was suspended and charged during that first weekend period of the Freedom Convoy, and someone that I had worked with on contracts before the highest levels of government, and because she was incredible and she was very professional. She was only providing medical, scientific, and government data, and just looking at investigating a possible link amongst other possible links and connections of children under the age of 5 dying when they were otherwise healthy during the rollout of the vaccine, which was not a vaccine, of this COVID therapeutic. And because they were trying to claim that she was some kind of a conspiracy theorist. And there are other people I know that I can't name that were also suspended during this period. Some were charged, many were kicked out. And so there were good cops and firefighters and military people that I know or knew of, that they were so much to get the truth out. They were not crazy, and we were absolutely getting completely dismissed by higher level government officials who were completely drinking the Kool-Aid, and people within the House of Commons that were just not listening to anything we were saying. We were sharing so much data, emails, phone conversations that they promised they would follow up on and never did, tip lines for media, etc. And they were just lying, including Mercedes Stevens or Stevenson, whatever her name is, from Global, and did that W5 hit piece, the sex scandals in the Canadian Armed Forces at the high up level, when a lot of it was misinformation, targeted attacks on men that did not want to impose these extreme restrictions and measures and mandates on the soldiers. And it's just unfortunate that there are people still, again, having to pay so much money. Helen Gruce, over $100,000 in the courts, couldn't find a lawyer in Ottawa or in Ontario, had to get them from Alberta to represent her. And I believe the same is the case for Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, and even Brendan Miller. I believe he's from the West Coast, I think from Alberta, and the one that was part of the defense for the or the prosecution, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Anyways, on the side, going against Justin Trudeau and people within cabinet for the justification for declaring the Emergency Act, asking if Marco Mendicino knew who Brian Fox was, the one that was wearing the balaclava allegedly and holding up that Nazi flag, and he wouldn't answer that. And but anyways, I gave him so much information during that period. And it's just funny that the day I emailed him so much information, medical, scientific, government, within a few hours, apparently there was something that happened within court and it had to get delayed, and he had apparently been kicked out or something like that. But the confirmed receipt of my email, and we're reviewing it, and again, there's so much good information there with irrefutable evidence as to how again, that we were just getting lied to and misinformed about adverse events, about just how much people were suffering, regarding the mandates and the lockdowns, and not aspirating needles and the intubation, and so many other things as well, and how we were classifying COVID deaths and infestations, and even with Public Health Ontario, who've archived their data, but I still have it, where they even right from the outset, which you cannot do, they were actually declaring reported deaths within the chart, official deaths, as making it where it was a 50% increase right from the beginning, right? And this was before they factored in the possible undetected deaths or unreported deaths within society that just didn't get caught, right? And so you can't do that. So they already overinflated the deaths within their official reports by 50%, and then the infestations as well, and broken down by age group. Again, I've done so many videos on this, and they were overinflating these numbers, the infestations, especially by between 300 and over 600%. And again, these were theoretical models, again, lying by statistics, and it was absolutely not at all correct as to what was actually happening on the ground, especially early on. And again, I talk a lot about this with Pat King on his show, and he has invited me to go back on, because there's so much more information that people have not gotten. Because why? Because people in Ottawa, the House of Commons and cabinet, they are burying this information, and so is mainstream media, because they were wrong. And so until they get fired, defunded, we're just going to keep getting lied to. And a majority of the population are going to be brainwashed, indoctrinated further, because they're in the same echo chambers, reinforcing the same friggin' biases. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, somebody said here.
Okay, so this is freedom, wash. Okay.
The judge? I think this might be the judge coming out.
Here's the judge is coming out apparently. So the people are saying no jail time for Tamara. I don't know. I hope. Okay.
Oh, here comes Pat King.
Okay. So 12 months house arrest, 100 hours community service. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. That's a win. For now.
People are coming out.
Shouldn't have happened.
Pat King's about to walk out. He was attending. Here comes Pat King. Coming out shortly. Here comes Pat.
I just texted him. Wow. Oh my God. I hope this is true. That's 12 months, 100 hours community service. She's already done enough for her community, by the way. Thousands of hours of community service. Wow. They must be having to collect their thoughts. Oh my goodness. They almost like they could have gone to jail today.
I've never officially met you. You're killing it, brother.
Heroes.
Horizontal or
That's who they were just talking about. The plebe. I believe.
Everybody's starting to come out. Definitely going to be a frenzy when Chris and Tamara come out.
Wow. Just making sure. I'm just happy with
The word is,
oh my goodness. The stuff
house
people
arrest
have
for
gone
both,
through.
no
Oh
jail
my
time. Right blend's about to come out.
Okay, so right,
Here comes Right blend. He's done an amazing job following the trials the entire time. There's Right blend.
That's insane, dude. That is so much more. They're quite a ways away. That is so much more. I can tell you, like Reese one, I'm sure he like fell out of his pants. Sorry.
okay, pen down.
Sorry guys, just give me a second. Just doing some adjustments here.
right live. I've not done one of these in a while. Oh man, it's raining here. Wait for some people to come in the chat. The gimbal going crazy.
Longest mischief trial in Canadian history. Absolute heroes.
Alright, we're waiting outside the courthouse. There's a massive crowd. Sorry, Gimble's going nuts. Okay. I'm outside the courthouse, guys. I know I haven't done a live like this in a while, but we're here. The crowd is huge. We're gonna go get Tamara Lich's reaction, Chris Barber's reaction as soon as they come out. 18 months of this very. What was it? 18 months. 15 months of community service. I'm sure that'll hurt. She does so much community service, right? Right. Everything she does is community service.
Exactly. Everything she does is community service.
They're going to be a while. We gotta go. Nothing never should have been a while. Now, how much time is it going to take? How are you? Half hour? I'm not sure. What's your reaction?
Yeah, so it's going to be a while before.
A lot of money.
That all goes away. But in the grand scheme of things, I can see why people are relieved because they're around about 7 or 8 years old. Right. But I'm assuring you this is the most severe sentence I've seen.
That's a good goal. It's looking like you look good, you're fine. You got a good look yourself.
Extraordinarily serious. Extraordinary. It sounds like paperwork, but 12 months in jail. It's a jail sentence in your house. It's very serious.
Yeah, it's house arrest.
6 months of curfew followed an 18-month jail sentence. It's. I was expecting possibly it's impossible to predict, but maybe a 6-month sentence. Maybe. And then far less for Ms. Lich. I'm shocked that they were given the exact same sentence, given the lack of a second appeal for Ms. Lich. And the fact that, I think we're all.
So he thought it was too severe,
And I think
which I don't disagree with.
I agree. Especially when we don't see these outcomes being given to other protesters.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well said.
Ezra Levant's about to come out. Ezra Levant.
Choppy.
And the Revolut.
Tomorrow to come out and Chris, you have to go see the probation officer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss this. It's a very important part of our history. It's a very important day for our country.
Did they give him a Let's get a little frenzy here.
Who are they going to talk to first?
People are packing in.
With anyone.
No jail time, no.
House arrest does still suck, but again, it's not
Here's Ezra.
jail.
Here's Ezra Levant.
So yeah, Pat just got back to me, said house arrest a few minutes ago. Again, it still sucks. Will they appeal? Because it's going to be a lot more time in court, a lot more money.
Ezra, good to see you, brother.
More targets on their back because again, they get trolled all the time.
Not entirely happy.
Yes, and I think that's very nice. Some things he said I don't agree with.
At the same time, I'm good on those jail. Everybody's going to be okay. But there's such different
Yeah, I think everybody got crazy. I'm glad to say yes. So, I think it's just about
His lawyer, it was Chris's lawyer.
What do you make of these sentences? Not feel we have conditional sentences against housewives. Yes. And in terms of his dad, does he feel any threat in terms of what is happening? I'm not understanding that.
Are you surprised by the verdict? That sentence?
No, I'm not. It was unexpected.
Dad, I can't hear anything
Madame Magas, est-ce que vous êtes satisfaite de ces 18 mois d'emprisonnement avec ceci?
C'est une sentence raisonnable selon nous et qui fait respecter
Can you tell me what kind of message they other than they ask if they want to protest, given that it's another pass against government overreach going on in the office? Now, what message does the court send to other mass protests?
the message from the judge was clear that my client is at the best she found that it's kind of too unlawful to walk the street, and that's where the message is. Don't go and over people.
They should be coming out sooner. They might be able to go out a different door for security reasons. Let's see. Keep this playing.
Considérez-vous que le juge a assez pris en considération le fait que vous ayez collaboré avec la police?
A little bit of pushing going on.
You don't have a touch. You can't touch anything. You don't? Okay, listen, we were here first. Yes, we were here first. I was here at 8 in the morning. You weren't here. You weren't here at 8 in the morning. Check my film. Check my film. Don't touch other people. You're not allowed to touch. You're not entitled to a shot. You're not entitled to anything. No, you're not. You're not entitled to anything. No, you're not. You don't get to assault.
You don't get to assault people. Come on.
You're not a police officer. Keep your hands to yourself. You're not a police officer.
Did you see how I ended up on my
Push it, you pushed into it.
Ended up on my
I saw that. I saw that, man. Don't worry. This is what they do. They board in and crowd. No, you're being respectful. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you're being respectful. The guys beside you that are. He's pushing you towards me.
It's a little chaotic there. Oh my god. See, this is why I didn't want to go either. It's too much. There's already way too many people there. with way bigger platforms than I do. So, you know.
Northern Perspective's about to come out. Northern Perspective.
Northern Perspective does good work too. Most of their stuff.
Thank you, dude. Enjoy. Have a piece of lettuce. Piece of shit. That's me. Yep, me.
The guy's sign is upside down. It's freedom, liberté, so it's bilingual, but it's upside down. Liberté means liberty or freedom in French. For those that don't know that, which most people probably do. Does anyone see any CBC journalists or CTV Global News? No, who's that?
Yes, I should get nothing, but thank goodness there's no jail time.
Just whacking you in the back of the head.
I'll whack them for you. How's that? Just let me know. I'll whack them in for you, okay? Post it.
Oh, you're good, Neil. Oh, you're good.
Just don't bump into it, okay?
You see, this is me being judgy, but I mean, if you're going to go to a courthouse, like, you know, wearing a tracksuit, I don't know about that, and a baseball cap, like, you can't dress up suit and tie or dress long, I don't know, pantsuit, I mean. A lot of people here are dressed up, like I will say that. T-shirts, hoodies.
Here comes Lawrence Greenspan. Lawyer Lawrence Greenspan coming out of the door any moment.
There you go.
Okay, that's the lawyer, I believe. Kind of great tactic, correct me if I'm wrong.
Back it up, guys. Come on, back it up. You didn't ask you to back it up. That means all of it.
Look at that, it's so tight.
Sorry, guys, I won't be able to hear anything. Just showing you.
You won't hear anything, eh? Okay, well, guys, chat. Do you guys hear anything in the chat? Is it even worth putting my phone up there? I can't even hear anything. You guys hear anything in the chat? Yeah, no, me neither.
Okay, I'm gonna go on the plebe. I don't know if they can hear it either. No. I'm gonna go back to the plebe. If it's not working, I'm gonna go back to.
That's why they have boom microphones up there. It's over.
Okay, so he's already finished.
Oh, look at. What do you think of Antifa being designated a terrorist organization in the United States?
I think people are stupid and need to fucking get an education.
Oh my
It's all
God, are you misappropriating
stupid speak.
someone's
Just,
culture? But that's
distract
great.
from the Epstein files. Release the fucking Epstein files, goofs. Release the Epstein files. Okay? Stop being distracted. Release the Epstein
Why do they
files.
always look like that?
I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. I want to see the Epstein files too.
Yeah, so do I.
The chat says you have Trump derangement syndrome. Is that true?
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. She has
You guys
PDS.
have Trump derangement syndrome. You're the ones who are fucking bowing down to a pedophile who won't release the files because he's in there. So I don't know what Trump derangement syndrome is other than you still kowtowing to a fucking pedophile who rapes children. You're going to need to get some help for that. You say something, but you don't mean it. If it's not a big deal, then release the Epstein files.
Yeah,
and then
we
we'll all
agree.
decide whether anybody has Trump derangement syndrome.
Why didn't you guys care about the Epstein files when Biden was the president?
I did care about the Epstein
Did you? I never heard the left talk about Epstein.
I give a fuck about Joe Biden. I don't give a fuck about
Obviously
Joe
not. But I'm just saying, during the Joe Biden presidency, the left wasn't even bringing up the Epstein files. Like the right were like Epstein.
No, they were bringing up the Epstein files. Everybody wants the Epstein files to be released. The left and the right. The only people who don't want it to be released are the people who are on there or trying to protect the power that they continue to have. The Epstein files need to be released in full, no redactions. I don't care who's up fucking on that. I don't support anybody who's on it. And if I find out that somebody I did falsely support is on it, I'm going to throw them with the rest of the fucking pedophiles because I actually mean what I say.
Oh, snap. All right. I like it. I mean, who's going to disagree about releasing the Epstein
Bad internet.
files? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you. It's a bipartisan issue. What's your name?
Kevin.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Still can't hear. I looked at beautiful.
Doing my own
Still can't
interviews,
hear
yeah.
From that one either.
What do you think of the sentence?
I don't think we could have asked for anything better, all things considered.
Yeah.
A lot of people on social media that were calling for, jail time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Since they'll be disappointed, but we're not disappointed. They get to go home. I don't think there's any question that they can keep their noses clean and behave with this conditional sentence. So
Yeah.
I think it's a dead issue now, and now we're going to move on.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think of Carney's performance so far as Prime Minister?
Bernie's a fucking conservative and liberal, and you know what? Liberals are just as fucking. So I don't know why you guys.
So now, but
I
now
don't know why you
you're.
guys are railing on Carney when he's doing everything you guys.
Hey, look, I'm not. It's hard to hate on Carney as much as Trudeau because he
He's
does.
a genociding piece of shit.
Oh, really?
Who puts on fucking conservative policies, and there's no elbows up.
There's no elbows up.
There's no fucking elbows.
So I guess you're an
Guys, the
NDP
bootlicker.
supporter. Who do you support in this race? Do you even think the
No
NDP?
race. There's no race. He just
There-
elected that piece of shit. He's there for 4 years.
No, the NDP race.
I will reserve my judgment until I hear more about what they're.
She's actually
they're
like
going to swap leaders soon. Like I think there'll be.
I am not putting
rebuttals.
myself behind any candidate until I know for sure what their platform is. I don't have allegiance to any party, and I don't have allegiance to any specific person. That's not how it should be.
Yeah, me either.
What do you think of the ceasefire
What I will say
agreement?
is
Do you think
that-
they're going to actually close the deal?
No. And what I do think is that what people need to understand is Mark Carney has posted many of his policies on his own platform. And at most, they got 5,000, 6,000 likes. When he posted about calling Palestine a state, he got 276,000. So if that doesn't tell you what Canada and the rest of the world think, and I don't know what else will convince you guys.
What do you think? So I made a comment in the courtroom about courts like being lenient with like people who are not residents, so they don't lose their citizenship and don't get kicked out of the country.
So
what do you think about immigration? Do you think there's too much immigration going on right now in Canada?
Rights and freedoms does not only apply to Canadians, it applies to people who are here. And you heard the judge go through how to properly sentence a person. And she used case law, and she was very thorough.
Mhm.
And so when they are making these decisions about anybody who has been arrested and convicted of any crime, they're following, or they should be following, those same
Okay.
procedures.
Last question. Is there too much immigration in Canada? Yes or no?
I've talked
You want
about it in
more?
previous videos.
Same? Less?
Pat King was one of the
What's your stats
examples
on
of it.
immigration surges
I
in
have
Canada?
no issue with actually I do. Our immigration.
One of the case laws, again, I just want to reiterate, was that, correct me if I'm wrong, again, I've done videos on it, but it's been a while, but was the Pat King case was one of them. And then one that was completely unrelated to her mischief trial. I believe it had to do with the hockey players, but again, I'm not 100% on that. So, but at least with the Pat King one, which is a recent one, which again, two-tier justice system, like he did not deserve jail. That was crazy. And what he got, oh my goodness. Okay, so why is the plebe still talking to this chick? I mean, anyway.
Oh, I saw what was going on. I know exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
And that's the real.
So I'm happy to hear your career, your political activist career is not over.
Not even
So
close.
I don't go to protests. I don't get to see you because I don't go to protests anymore.
I started studying law when I was in jail. I took advantage
In
of
jail.
my time.
Okay.
I haven't seen you in a while. I don't go to protests anymore due to leftist violence.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I've been
violence.
assaulted many
Scar
times.
that I have on my body.
Yeah. You love it. You're
Okay, if he's gonna keep talking to her, I'm just gonna go back to see if I can get from the other side again. Which one is it? This one. Beautiful Canada.
all right, guys.
We're not doing as badly as they are south of the border.
Okay, yes, guys. The chat wants me to move on.
Mr. Eastman, there's a lot of misunderstandings and misinformation about this entire process. If there's one thing you can communicate to people in Canada that may have not been properly communicated.
I think those sounds in the background are intentional. You know, with vehicles that back up, larger vehicles, like the beep, beep. It seems like it's been ongoing now. It doesn't seem like anyone's backing up for that long. And so they're able to park, which I've showed before, because they were doing it on the heritage site that backed on my friggin' property, where they can park and do it for a long period of time. And I'm wondering if they're using this to drown out these interviews, which would be annoying. Like, it's sabotage. But again, I don't know if it's true or not, but it just seems like it's extended. I could be biased. But I've heard it now for several minutes. Oh, it just stopped. Good.
You guys here?
Thank you, Mr. Reesman. Worldwide.
Police just pulled up.
Jeff Evely is there as well. So I just want to pause this. Jeff Evely, he was just with Plebe, and he's the individual, the veteran who got that ticket for walking in the woods, hiking in the woods in Nova Scotia, I believe. Yes.
Got a bunch of officers here now.
I don't know. Not sure yet.
So I'm like, just so you know, one thing that could be communicated details, that freedom of expression has to mean something. And that in a contest between freedom of expression and property rights, freedom of expression has to prevail in this circumstance. So, yeah, I asked him about not how many lives that freedom of expression is impacted. He said thousands to tens of thousands. So he's a good man, and he's got a good job.
What's happening with Chris's truck? I mean, you have
November 26th, we're going to make some decisions and the decision on stealing it will be signed by me.
Okay. Oh, where's this?
Where's Chris Stacy?
Here's where?
Chris Stacy?
Chris Stacy?
Chris Stacy, yeah. Where is he?
Yeah, he's out at the Oscar fight.
I think they're still on their way. If not, they might have left from a different entrance. I'm going to keep rolling this, but I do have to take my dogs out. I'll be right back.
It's hard to comment on people who aren't appreciative of the whole exactly the whole breadth of things. I think Nate's going to express it much better. He's more direct than I am. Especially after the hours of this meeting. Yes, it's usually takes a while. They gotta do their intakes and all that. All right, I'm gonna read the chat now.
Love you, Clef.
Johnny Rope.
We're above nature. Hey, man, I want to know how that was prison.
So apparently, me and Sharif, of course, the officers are breaching her addictions right now. Being here protesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wanted to know if she was like pro
With her friend? That doesn't surprise me. She's a breacher.
Thank you, Clef.
I don't.
She should be in jail for life. Damn. The chat thinks Dina should be in jail for life. What's your thing? You think Dina should be in jail for life?
Well, she definitely needs to have, how should I say that? Her views questioned and debated. So it'd be nice to have open debate.
We're going to do that. Like I said, that we remember.
I think that was Creighton. He's from Little Rock. He's local.
Let the activism go so far.
In the blue suit. Kraydon or Ian.
It's a shame.
It's Antifa. It's a terrorist organization. Do you think Dina's going to be banned from going to the United States? People who are like hopefully Antifa are going to be banned from going to America, I'm pretty sure.
It all depends if she's a I do custom like on my own personal, so I painted skulls across the back. I've done it on the yeah. That's all I've done.
Yeah, Creighton. Krayden. David Creighton.
So multiple different levels going on here. Oh, food trucks. They're all on my. So my truck never gets written off, and I swear, the rest of my life, that guy on my truck says my seat, I'm not letting that.
Nothing recent from CBC regarding this case. Two hours ago, CP24.
I'm going to try to get out here. It's got one more stage. I barely know politics.
I don't think you're meeting with your supervisor and you're transferring it to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I'm staying live until tomorrow morning come out, and then I want to hear their reaction. How's it going, David? Looking good. Blue, the gray, everything. Spiffy. How's the YouTube channel doing? Yeah, giving you business. You're actually doing the YouTube. Since I'm probably going to do more recognition than writing. Yeah. Yeah, state of grid now. David's here.
And some of them, Accountability, responsibility.
I'm not worried about being.
You're totally getting dripped on.
You were supposed to pickpocket him now. Holy cow.
Make sure and get your shot. Did you get that taser man over there?
Taser man?
Yeah, he's standing right there to the door there once.
Oh, really? The actual cop? Oh, really? Oh, I didn't.
Tipped on your leg, that one.
Oh, no, that's all right. That's all right. No worries.
Show you which one. He must feel bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a truck celebrating. There you go.
I'm going to look at the tactical pickup.
We're driving something. This is me on. I'm on the horn.
I've been black job. She likes it. Of course, she likes attention. She gave me a. We were like seated beside each other in the court. We were seated beside each other in the court.
I just sat there laughing.
Says Mary.
Oh, they might have to go to another area of the court because their court hearings were probably downstairs, and then there's some kind of like bail thing they might have to do where they have to go in line and like if they have to pay it off or whatever, then they would do it there, and then they have to go into like another place, and because it was a conditional discharge, in order to file paperwork that's based on the sentencing, and I'm assuming they're going to have some kind of a an officer assigned to them, etc. Because again, they're out on parole or whatever you want to call it, so they'd have a probation officer, I think, is what would be. Anyway.
Still deadly nonetheless, okay? And so we have got to get to a place where the system...
So they might be out soon. It might be within the next 30 minutes. Depending on how busy they are.
Yes, I believe it is.
Is there any country where there's no poison in it?
Well, it's not that there's no poison. It's that there's a vigilant effort to get rid of it and to deal with it as it happens, instead of a system where we deny that it even exists. And so we have got to be able to correct ourselves. And we are not able to do that because we can't admit that we ever make a mistake. This is the state of
Well, that's the
Canadian
left. The left never takes responsibility for anything.
And so we will never heal, never change, never have justice, etc., until we can do this. Or we have people in power who can do this, and we're getting there. So I'm hoping.
The chat says you're the truth Jesus.
Well, there's no Jesus. I love Jesus. And,
No, but like you got the look.
Praise God.
It's nothing but that.
It is the beer. Sometimes
this was not a.
I do speak the truth and I fear nothing.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we're encouraged, and we all know that we've got a long ways to go. This is a milestone. And what it is, it's a way for us to stop looking at the convoy and start looking at the other problems. The convoy is just a messenger for the real complaints, and they've been squishing the complainers and not ever addressing what were they complaining about.
And now they want to back. Now they want to lock you up for your social media posts from C8, right? So
that's right.
So now they're going to find a way to throw us in prison essentially for bringing up the decay of our country, the decline of our country.
That's exactly right. And this is intolerable because it means that we are perpetually doomed not to heal. It's crippling the country for generations. And we're going to have to get over it. One of the first things we need to do is...
Yeah, now we have case law for mischief trials.
The liars have got to be punished. And we are going to have a society where the liars are punished for their lies. And the punishment will get the crime, the giant pile of dead Canadians. Dead Canadians because of mass media, sucking corporate state media lies, COVID lies. And we know who the COVID liars are. And you cannot look in the mirror because of your lies, and you will burn in hell because of your lies. You think I'm joking? I'm talking to you, heartless, coward, liar. And we all know you're liars, and the new society will not permit it. You will be socially penalized for your lies.
Let's run him for office.
You, liar, the COVID lie.
I'm gonna get this through with COVID
You once were coming in, you're just as culpable as anybody else attached to it. Liars! Do not think that you can escape responsibility because you are a cog in the machine. It's a war machine of lies that resulted in many, many thousands of dead Canadians.
That's not wrong.
Dead because of your COVID lies. COVID lies.
Right.
Let's go.
I don't know who exactly he was talking to. Maybe mainstream media.
Stay away from me, Brad.
Very loud and clear.
Every single one will be
Somebody looked at me the wrong way.
One like lost, one like many.
Okay, that's just too heated, though. Honestly.
Give him a nice cap. Well said. He's 100% right. Never forget. That's the energy we need. That was golden.
Just needs to de-escalate.
Spraying the chemtrails, be held accountable, right, Johnny? What they're spraying in the sky, what is it doing to us, Johnny? It's hurting us, right? Absolutely, you did well, buddy. Thank you. Enough? So enough is enough.
They are
Most
real.
High will be holding everyone accountable. That's including ourselves. Fake news. Love is back, yes.
We'll see how the stories compare. Yeah, I can't wait to go home and see the news today.
Okay.
I know.
A real man, my hat's off, respect you.
Downstairs, listen to the news, and I
Thank you, sir. That was
they didn't sell that.
If you guys want any updates on DC, instead of me going to DC, follow DC Media on X and YouTube and Facebook. It's there right now. He's great
Can I check the
journalist.
live feed again?
Yes, Stacy's not here today. Okay.
This is really like people forget. That is the creates. I lost things. He lost people. I know he's been away.
Okay, I'm going to just share a clip because they were talking about chemtrails, which I thought was a little funny. Because again, they throw out so many other conspiracies where there's a lot of facts, not just theories regarding them. And I had just posted something earlier.
Modification.
I'm gonna
Well,
refresh
you
it.
might have been proven. And conspiracy theorists who were concerned about chemtrails and weather modification, well, you might have been proven right after all. I've just come out the most extraordinary 2-hour congressional hearing here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on that very, very topic. Experts all agreeing weather modification, cloud seeding, chemtrails, it's real. Here's what happened.
My written testimony goes into detail explaining my decision to join more than 500 other scientists and academics from around the world to call for a solar engineering non-use agreement. I'll just briefly state first, the understandings are not sufficiently developed to know what the outcomes would be, and unintended consequences are almost certain to happen. Second, our 70-year history with weather modification should give us some humility in thinking that we can understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather. And finally, we have one Earth, and experimenting on it carries considerable risks. I have likened geoengineering to risky gain-of-function research on viruses, with uncertain benefits and catastrophic risks.
Yeah, it's unpredictable.
Now, the federal government has been involved in cloud seeding since the 1940s. Using the planet as a test monkey for emerging technologies poses all sorts of risks. Among these that have been highlighted by the EPA are stratospheric ozone depletion, acid rain, and reduced crop yields. There's also the question of whether such large-scale climate interventions is even necessary given the uncertainties regarding climate change.
For years, anybody who questioned weather modification was labeled crazy or a conspiracy theorist. Now we've learned that they've been doing it for decades. One geoengineering company called Make Sunsets injects aerosol into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into space. I want to show you their frequently asked questions. Why? It says, unless we reflect sunlight, tens of millions of people will die and 20% of species may go extinct. These climate activists have come so far that they are actively trying to inject chemicals into the air to block the rays of the sun from hitting the earth. And they want to take away our God-given rights over the earth in order to satisfy their godless climate cult beliefs. Potentially cooling the earth could also cause people to freeze to death, crops to die, and could literally lead to killing millions and millions of people.
Turns out all the...
So that's just another, what people said was a conspiracy theory when it was in fact a conspiracy fact. There's a huge difference. I still haven't seen anyone come out yet, and so it seems people are very interested in what's going on.
Wild times are gone by. Did you catch the fight earlier?
I know. I was hoping the guy. He asked me to move the table. I just caught the tail end of it. I didn't know what was going on. But what the heck? It's right.
Ryan was riding him like a pony.
Oh my goodness!
I got a good video of it.
He's like, listen, Brad, you need it. Sandwich soup. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, no, don't go much.
Don't mess with Brad.
I don't know what he did in his past. Apparently he planted trees.
So we're just waiting for Tamara and Chris, dealing with probationary paperwork.
This is Stefan. He's all the way from Quebec City. And we basically have known each other for years. Like, I think 40 minutes, maybe an hour, 40 minutes.
Yes.
You want to tell you something? Oh my gosh. We had a dialogue earlier. And we're recording it because you know what? We are making examples of people. Well, possibly, you know what? Nobody sees the luxury we just became friends on Facebook, and I'm moving in the 1984 RV that I just bought. It's just for George Orwell. And long story short, it's going to be lovely yellow and white. 1984 got changed with tax attacks. Why didn't anybody wake up when we got taxes? 32% more. Did you know taxation is illegal? It's a temporary war measures act of 1914. Then it came to voluntary taxes. And you see all the money that you're printing, right? They're printing so much money. And where does it all go? Like over there's actually a leak in the roof. I got dripped on it. This guy is so serious, man. This bad. Oh my goodness. My name. Oh my God. He's pretending that's so close and that's so But I like
Yes, sir. There's very few serious guys in the world. Very few guys. So I thought, if I was ever used to the phone, I'd cut my hair. So
Just keep walking around here. Good talking. Good chatting.
You got it. I'll get on my tip.
So the way it works in
Can you order something to eat there, Marty? Come on, guys. What do you call it? The address for the delivery. So the address for delivery is 161 Elgin. If you want to send food, we'd like to have vegetarian, falafel. We'd like to have lamb and goose. I heard goose is really good.
Most of the dummies here don't know.
This is brought to you by Longjoy Positive Time Media.
They don't know what hubris is. They don't know what
I made you laugh. I made you laugh.
Most of them.
Yeah, well, that's great. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? We would like to have some food delivered at 161 Elgin.
Into it again. Okay, get your spot.
Very good. Wouldn't that be great? Do you think that they might get the message about we're both hungry, Marty?
Yeah.
Johnny, could we not use a real coffee right here, right now?
I would get a coffee. Who's got the
That's 161 Elgin. We're putting in orders for food, coffee, and tea. Okay, Marty. You're live. I'm just making a video. When I grow up, I want to grow up like this guy. This guy is calm, cool. Yes, you are. You're very proud of you. Very proud of you. Man. Can I shake your hand? You did that good. Man, see that's a technique. I'm so happy to be here. I haven't seen you guys a long time. It's like not seeing the family. But Alfred there, I'd like to go out and sometime meet up with you and, go walk about. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. I have to go to maybe Cornwall tonight.
Sorry for the internet. I do have Starlink. It's just because it's raining a lot. There's a lot of cloud coverage, and so it's just it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it.
It's not very long. So when it says it's not very long, this pathway, it means that you should stop when you see no more fog. That's right. If it's not, you're going to fall in probably. You're going to sink in a creek. Is it a creek or a pond, or is it a river? No, literally a pond. Oh wow! It's a big Mont Blanc. They have
And that's society.
So they make a lot of the. No matter how weak and how Canadians are, it's all made out there. An Alfred. Well, I think I know what I should move. It sounds like a business.
I don't make the rules. But I know the rules.
This is America.
There are universal rules.
And I didn't, what do you call it? I tried to pay my meter, but it wouldn't allow me to. I had to call a number.
For those of you that like my videos, I am on Rumble, Don189. And so I have a lot of viewers on X, but if I can get some people looking at my Rumble content, Don189, DAWN 189.
Did you call? Yeah, when taking this, so I got
yes,
some tickets now I'm having other tickets again. And they think, people think freedom's free.
Now you got me a little wiggly.
You do need coffee. We all need a little bit of caffeine to balance it out. You've got to balance these forces, And it's okay. You turn left for a little while, balance out, go straight, then you turn left. It's okay.
Oh, I hope if the rain dies down, I'll go down to Parliament after we talk to the people.
I actually said that was going to happen.
They know me. They know me now. I wonder if they don't even know he's my camera.
They start to
I'm
walk
not
very
surprised
quickly.
Pat King was the same thing, right? They went after
Yes.
But they weren't even answering like basic questions like about Antifa. They were like avoiding those questions.
That's right. That's right. And
I don't know if they. I wonder if they not answer me though.
Well,
I can make a powder. I can powder.
Yes, and that's the thing. You can make more out of it. They can't win either way.
They run away from their personality.
They run away.
That's
they run away from a reasonable question. Maybe follow-up questions.
Yes.
They should be out soon. Probation paperwork. Like I said, that's what I figured.
Not unless they ask the person, they go actually with the person and say, what I did to you is sincere. But if they don't, the person knows. And the person says, what is that's right. And that includes yourself. That includes everybody.
You got a good question.
What's the verdict? 18 months. 15 months. No prison.
That's why I don't feel the thing is, well, that's the thing. People they choose not to change.
Yeah.
Or make themselves feel good. It doesn't matter what they do. It's a very strange.
Gleb, you have nearly 250,000 subs. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. How does someone like me get that many subscribers? Makes no sense.
My camera is like
You like the king to change it.
Bro, I posted 2 tweets about Japan. My most viral tweets ever. One of my tweets about the new prime minister over about 200,000. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Here they go. Here they go. Here they go.
Well, yeah. Yep. Yep. That's right. Yep. See, that's the same thing. Police, LIE, lies in the word police. It shouldn't be like that.
Here they come. Chris and Tamara coming out the door right now.
All right. This has got to be the craziest.
Here we go. This is the moment.
So they're not going to take very many questions. Go right to the vehicle.
Tamara. There's Tamara.
Get out of their way!
I get it.
Get out of their way!
It's a lot.
Get the hell out of their way! Get out of their way! Get out of their way!
You can't assault people because you're in the media. It's not like the police guys.
Hey, Tamara, I hope you're okay. Love you, Tamara.
Love you, Tamara. Correct. We love you.
Look at this dude. Look at this guy. Yeah, arrest him. Yeah!
You were showing I got in the way back. I got a good shot. I didn't mean to.
They stormed their way right out and pushed me too. That's not fucking right. No, but why would they push through us too?
Because the media's animals, they're gonna
No,
get tackled.
but the security guard of Tamara pushed me.
He doesn't know.
Right through me.
Because they don't know who he is.
Yeah, because you're in the way.
They should have more manners.
That one camera guy. That one camera guy, he was fighting.
Yeah, right.
He was like,
yeah, right. Oh, they're a bunch of degenerates.
that's why they're doing it.
That's right. These are degenerates. You know,
Behave yourself.
thugs, a bunch of degenerate thugs.
Behave yourself.
He's a thug.
That was rough.
Did you get a good view of that?
No, he have it on live stream. Like jammed himself right into your
I think they were just mad because I yelled at him.
Useless cops.
You saw the good fight.
Okay, well, it looks like they left, and so there's going to be a lot of people reporting on this in the upcoming days and hours, and so take a look out for that. Jeff Evely was there, Dan Dix, David Creighton, countless others, Northern Perspective, Pat King, etc. And so look to them for some accurate, unbiased reporting. And on that note, because it's pouring rain and I might even lose internet and power, I will leave it at that. Please follow me on Rumble, Don189, and take a look at my other videos, especially regarding COVID and the Freedom Convoy, etc. And I hope everyone has. And actually, on that note as well, I don't know if I'm going to do another video later, but I will be leaving for 16 to 17 days, and I will not be doing videos. And that's the longest I've gone without doing videos in a few years. And so, anyways, I have a lot of videos for people to take a look at regarding so many different topics. And so there's plenty there for people to look at before I return. And so I hope everyone has a great rest of their end of the month.